Alright, here we are, Dire Wolf. I'm gonna teach it to you in the G position. It's actually the Dead do it in C. Phil Lesh and Friends with the String Dusters, they do a version in A. I can't sing it in C like the Dead do, but I will sing it an octave lower because my voice is hashed right now, but we'll go over the chords. And I have done a lot of studying of Dead and Company with Mayer. I studied the String Dusters with Lesh, and I studied the Dead versions, and this is a tough tune. There's a ton of stuff online that's totally wrong, but this is as close as I have ever seen it, so hope this helps out. So the beginning just does a little 5, 4, 1. The first verse is the easiest verse. The first verse and the last verse are the same. It's also the same progression as the lead. I think, let's see, between the fourth verse and the fifth verse, Jerry takes a lead. And it is on the progression of the first verse, the simple progression. So here we go. So it goes. In the timbers of Venerio, the wolves are running around. The winter was so hard and cold, froze 10 feet beneath the ground. Don't murder me, I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. Alright, so that tag at the very end, please don't murder me, that's the same on every single verse. That please don't murder me. Okay? Also another little tag that one, let's see, I beg of you, don't murder me. That one, it shows up multiple times as well. Anyways, that's the first verse. Moving on to the second verse. The second verse has some twists in it. Comes on the first line where they jump to the F shape, which is actually an A chord here, but it goes, I sat down to my supper, 'twas a bottle of red whiskey. I said my prayers and I went to bed, and that's the last they saw of me. Don't murder me, I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. So let's go over that. It jumps to the F shape here. 'Twas a bottle of red whiskey. That's pretty easy. I sat down to my supper, 'twas a bottle of red whiskey. I said my prayers and I went to bed. And then they put this little tag on here, and this is the only time this happens in the entire song, which is crazy. And that's the last they saw of me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. Alright, so we got the first verse and the second verse down. Now the third and the fourth verse are exactly the same, but there are twists. Third and the fourth verse are exactly the same. These start on the, this is an A minor chord, but this is an E minor shape, okay? So I will play it for you, and then I'll talk about the differences. When I woke 600 pounds of sin was grinning at my window. All I said was, come on in, don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. Alright, so obviously the first line is different with the E minor. When I awoke, the dire wolf. And then we have this little run that they throw in here in the first line. 600 pounds of sin. Then the second line is the same. At the window, all I said was, come on in, don't murder me. I beg of, and this is different, you don't murder me. So they go to a B7 shape. So G shape, B7 shape, E minor shape. So, don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. And the fourth verse is the same. The wolf came in, I got my cards, we sat down for a game. I cut my deck to the Queen of Spades, but the cards were all the same. Don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. Alright, so those two verses are the same. Now, the last verse, the fifth verse, is the same progression as the first verse. It's a simple progression. So, in the backwash of Venerio, black and muddy mire, the dire wolf collects his dues while the boys sing around the fire. Don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. Okay, and then they repeat the last line, only they change it up. So they kind of add a couple different ways that they've done it earlier in the song. So I'm going to play the last line of the fifth verse, and then I'll double it and show you how it changes. So, let's see. Round the fire, don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please, oopsies, don't murder me. This is the doubling. Don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. And then they just double that last line, the last part. Please don't murder me. Alright, so that it ends and starts in the same way. So that, so remember? That's how it started. Alright? There it is. Dire Wolf. Crazy.